But now, as mentioned, we already have a brand new exciting match for you, and it's the one which is going to be between Giacomo from Italy and Raphael, which we all know is at this point doing way too much. I guess he already won the first remote duel YCS just a few weeks back, and he's now even trying to take away the invitationals. So I think, Rafael, please leave something for the other guys to win as well. But I mean, you all know that he's a close friend of mine, of course, so we will support him just like the others. But he has a tough opponent now to be facing. But as always, before jumping into the analysis, I would say let's hear the interview from these two guys.
I've been playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Since I was 7 years old. Then I took a break until 2016. Then I started playing competitive, and I started playing competitive with Burning Abyss. My favorite anime character is Yugi Muto, because he reminds me of Andre Zanotti, a friend of mine. I'm pretty excited for Master Duel because finally we're gonna have an official site on playing on, and I hope it will be great. For sure, the best one is Sky Striker, because I really enjoyed deck and I was really good playing it. I don't know the correct effect, but for sure it will be a support for Ritual Beast.
Okay, fun words from Giacomo, who is definitely one of the Italian players who are not as known, but has been playing for a few years and has been having some moderate success, but just missing the breakout performance. Just like his close friend Federico Mecozzi, they prepared some of these plays together, and hopefully they will put in some work. But maybe he will break the curse of losing in the final. But for sure, he has what is the toughest top 16 match to be facing, because all of the pressure is on Rafael. We'll see if he will be able to stay calm or just take the game by storm as he does. But now let's hear it once again from Raphael Neven.
I have been playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Since 2012. That was my first YCS I went to with my grandfather. It was YCS Leipzig. Although I wasn't really competing, I played I think like 4 or 5 rounds. I had like an agent structure deck basically, which couldn't compete with like Dino Rabbit in the format. But yeah, like I've been involved in Yu-Gi-Oh! For quite a while. I've only watched like the first 3 like Yu-Gi-Oh! Like series. I would say Raphael from the first Yu-Gi-Oh! From like season 5, I think, because you know, he beats Yugi. No one does that, but Raphael does. But it would be a bit too narcissistic. So I think I would choose like Callan from like Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. He plays like the Inferni deck, which is like I don't know, he's a bit of an edgy character, but he's very cool. So I would go with him. His backstory is also very cool. I'm actually very excited for Master Duel. I got a new PC for it because I'm planning to like even stream it on Twitch, because like I think if done right, because we need a lot more details, but like if done right, this could actually like bring a lot more new players into the game. It all depends on like how Konami will actually like implement like what we expect of them. So it's all up to them basically to make this a success, but all the ingredients are there to make it like a huge success, in my opinion. So yeah, I'm not sure about theme. The deck I had a lot of fun with was Paleozoic, the 60 card version. I played that at YCS Prague. My friend Joshua Schmidt won that event with that deck. Like my entire team played it, and it was just like it was so much fun. There was a lot of skill involved as well, especially playing as like Zoo, which was like the most like the best deck in that format. I didn't even top that event, but still, I had so much fun with it. Like, I play Luzovic in general. Also, the 40 card version, I enjoyed it a lot. Like, just like flipping traps and like playing control, but I'm not even like a control player. I also don't believe there's such a thing as a control or combo player. But like, yeah, that deck was a lot of fun. It's not a card. What I would really like want to try out is that for the first turn, that the player who's going second starts off with 6 cards already instead of 5, and then drawing their 6 cards when it's their turn. Because like it's just a bit, it's just like one of the most frustrating thing is that you have to like watch your opponent combo off because you didn't draw any hand traps, and then you might win because your 6 card is like a drop law or something. But it takes like a lot of time. If you would start with 6 cards and then just not draw for your draw phase if you're going second, I don't know, that could fix like those games would take 10 minutes for no reason because like they're over already. But there is that you need to see that draw to like be able to know, okay, I'm gonna scoop. But it might make going second like way too strong. I haven't like really thought it through yet, but I did think that was an interesting idea what we talked about. But yeah, to a specific card, no clue. I don't know.
As always, it's just the usual Raphael proving time after time that he's improving and just loving the game as always. He's really one of those passionate players who sometimes can be a downside and he can get, his emotion took the best of him. But I think, especially lately, proved that he's growing in that sense. He's less likely to get tilted and he's definitely the most used to such a stage. But if you guys wanted to bet on which deck Raphael would have played, I think no betting system would have allowed you. And in fact, it is once again the Zodiac Tri-Brigade deck. But I gotta say, compared to a lot of different players, yes, he's quite, sure of himself and confident. But he changed his deck quite significantly. I think he's the most unique Tri-Brigade deck we have this weekend.
Yeah, I think this is the first time we see something like this so far in the last remote Duel Invitational and YCS as well, because we have seen players main decking at least, let's say, 12 entraps.
Yeah.
And actually, there are a lot of surprises. I think we cannot, we don't want to say.
No, for sure. We don't want to spoil the entire deck, but it's almost a deck list that the first time I saw it, I was like, does he want to go second when winning the die roll? So you can see it's definitely an unusual approach, but I doubt that he didn't prepare well for it. So I'm sure there is a lot of thought behind it, of his testing partners probably as well. And I'm definitely excited to see it. And if there is a good chance to test it again, it is Giacomo's deck. Because we will see once again for today a combo deck. This time it isn't the Warrior, but it is the more traditional Dragon Link deck, I guess.
And we have said that yesterday as well, when I think this is like one of those decks, combo deck, that really help us players playing the deck. And over the last year, we have seen this deck being played by a lot of players. And I really like the fact that Dragon is still here, although, the Forbidden and Limited list has limited this place. Yeah. But we have seen players actually destroying the field.
Absolutely.
With cards.
Yeah, and again, it's an interesting matchup here because they both decided to only run just a few entraps. So it's interesting. I think they both have some tools for going second. But it will be an interesting die roll to see if their deck build decisions will actually pay off. No matter what, we will find out soon who will be the second player today advancing to the top 8 tomorrow. So, if our players are ready, I would say let's just go to the table. Alright, so here they are, both looking quite focused on their matches. And do you think, outside of Raphael, of course, being experienced, this matchup is pending towards one of the sides more?
But I think for sure Raphael is the guy to be beaten this weekend. Like, if I were Giacomo, I mean, you know that you're playing against a very successful guy.
He's even flexing the champion sweater.
Just in case to remember.
I mean, he's a three-time champion, to be fair, outside of the national championship in the Netherlands, but he's a three-time international champion, and he actually won in 3 different locations, if we can say that, because he won in Europe, USA, and in the remote duel. So he's definitely adapting, and let's see. So I think Giacomo might have rolled an higher number, so we could see some Dragon Link combos going off. And let's see, because I think Raphael usually prepares for the most usual decks. So
I'm very curious to see what actually Raphael would like to do, because basically, as you mentioned earlier, looks like Raphael is happy to go second with this deck list.
Absolutely. That's, I mean, I gotta say, if you just think back to when he played, Raphael won the YCS, and his first YCS with a going second deck, which was the Spiral. Which was the Spiral we played together back then in Dallas. So he's used to this kind of decks, which are good at going first, but also at going second. So I think this is somewhat of a similar line. Its Zodiac deck already, as playing Zodiac cards, is good at going second with Zeus, but he plays a lot of spells that are just incredible. So we'll see. But now solid opening by Giacomo.
Yeah, with the Rocket and the Absolute Dragon, I think this is a very solid start from him. And Raphael not impressed at all with all the things, but I think Giacomo will go for the usual combo that we have seen so far during the last weekend. And very curious to see here. Raphael, I think, is playing... we saw it before, I believe, the Ash Blossom and the Permanent.
Oh, okay. And the Red Eyes coming here, so...
Which is interesting.
Yeah, of course the combos changed a lot, because we know LP is not there anymore, and we will actually see a pretty interesting line here from Giacomo, going for the Chaos Ruler already, so...
Yeah. This is something that we haven't seen actually in the last remote duel so far, because like this is not a standard opening from him.
No, definitely looking for one of the Wyver Buster, any of those cards would be amazing, but let's see. Impermanence does come down though, so one of the few hand shots for Raphael, and they are able to stop him quite successfully. So definitely a little bit of luck here from Raphael, I gotta say, because he's only maining 6 hand chops, and picking up the impermanence can be quite tough.
Yeah, so I think that was the one he was really looking forward to have in this moment. So, and now it's up to Giacomo, who I think is now considering if he can extend his combo.
I mean, his ending board can change. He has a few options, but usually the Hieratic Seal will be there, and probably, usually he will try for an Appaloosa, Masquerena, so it's a lot of different options, but let's see. I think he thought about it, but I don't think he can afford to end here, so we will go for the Romulus, I believe.
Yeah.
Looking for the Dragon Revine, yeah.
And this is something that we have also seen in our last remote duel invitationals and in the YCS as well. Players relying on the Dragunity package, which is very nice, and it's a nice integration to the deck, which applies more speed and powerful to the deck. So
yeah, we saw it at the last event, just how this deck can be focused on the Dragunity package. Yeah. Unfortunately, he's not maining any Dragunity monsters, but that's also an option for the deck, which I think we could consider.
And now, always Giacomo considering how to extend his combo. Was not easy because with that impermanence he lost some cards, but here comes the Ravine.
Yeah. I mean, here we know that Raphael on the other line of defense could be an Ash Blossom, but we still have the second field spell in the end. But I think Raphael could be quite happy with this specific build to be facing this matchup, I gotta say.
Yeah, especially because like the lineup that Giacomo took up in the very first place, it was different than the ones we have seen so far. Mm-hmm. So I believe that with that impermanence on the Chaos Ruler, I think that he's happy with that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And now Giacomo, I think he needs to find another way around to to play this turn.
Mm-hmm.
Does he have maybe the Wyvern Barster or something? Or oh no, okay, goes with the Chaos Ruler. Okay, makes sense.
Nothing too crazy. Let's see here whether he just I think plays the Hieratic seal, yeah. So kind of a slower opening, but now he can finally activate the spell he got with the Striker and special summon back, and at least end with a Savage, maybe. Let's see, yeah, probably just gonna be a Savage seal, which is a fair enough opening, but we'll see if it's enough to stop Raphael in his tracks. I think it will really depend on the spells we still haven't spoiled for you guys that Raphael is using.
Yeah, I think this was the best solution that Giacomo could have asked for with their impermanence, and yeah, he has the Hieratic Seal, the Savage, so I mean, it's okay, but not up to Raphael.
That's the big question. And now Raphael picks up a card, still didn't and hasn't revealed this deck to his opponent. We'll see if he's able to combo off here. Otherwise, we could even see a scoop, there is a word. But start things off with Desires, and this is already
super strong,
troublesome from Giacomo. I think you always negate it, but here you can think of a lot of answers from Gamma, Impermanent. Like, there are a lot of things that can go wrong here. Let's see.
Okay, he goes through.
He does allow it. Wow. This is
it's risky, yeah?
I never agree with this, I gotta say. I'm not a big fan, because I just always think among those two cards, there is a high chance that at least one of them will force out my Savage, and then they have one additional card. So I'm not sure if I'm a big fan of that decision from Giacomo, but just because of the build from Raphael, it could get even more punished. So let's see. And here is one of the attached cards from Raphael. And as you could see, this was an option because Giacomo decided not to negate the Desires. So Lightning Storm coming down. Raphael is maining 3 copies, as he's the only player this weekend to do so. And this is tough.
Now it's super tough.
Yeah, there is only Hieratic Seal, which is not that scary. You can easily force it out and then maybe have a Keras as the special summon, so...
I think it's something that you don't expect all day, like being Lightning Storm...
no, I really don't understand I don't know, the Savage decision on the Desires. We can ask maybe in the future what would have happened if Raphael had a response if that was the case. But honestly, I don't see why you should give your opponent 2 extra cards like that.
And now we will soon see what we have, what we are used to seeing with the Tri-Brigade deck, Fractal.
The first time this weekend, most likely not the last, but yeah, the Kit and the Nerve, so nothing out of the ordinary. And we do get to see the Keras, so... Raphael only needs to bait out this seal. The last card from Giacomo could be an Entrap, by the way. So we'll see if that's the case, but it could also be that he just wants to summon the Brotor and then get a Levian here or something for next turn, so...
Yeah, it should not be a big deal for Raphael, the Hieratic. I mean, like, the only trouble he could have is... the 1 card left in Giacomo's hand at the moment, so...
Okay, so he goes for the Keras, makes sense, because here he can just attack over the seal and then normal summon the main phase 2. So this already works well from Raphael without doing any fancy stuff, and let's see if that's the case. So I think this is pretty good.
Yeah. Still thinking if Giacomo would have negated the Desire, what could have happened there?
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. Do you think you want to risk it if you're Raphael and just try and OTK, or just play it as a grind game?
No, but I think he can actually go into battle phase attack.
Yeah. I think it's the safest option, but maybe he feels like he wants to OTK, because I see he's considering just activating it, and he does. Okay. Interesting line here from Raphael. I think he knows that he can just get ahead of his opponent, and maybe he's holding a Call by the Grave, which could be an option as well to negate the
here. Yeah, because now it comes the Ancient Warrior.
Yeah, the Oath comes down.
Now it's interesting because, like, we were expecting Raphael to enter battle phase just to, you know, then entering to main phase 2 and forcing the Erratic Seal activation, but looks like he has another plan.
So now the decision is on Giacomo. Okay. Yeah, it's not much of a decision, but we will see just Raphael activating the Oath as a response. So he gets rid of pretty much the entire field from Giacomo, who will now has the choice to send back the Oath to the extra deck and resolve the last card in his deck. So here it's already a big decision. If he goes for the Brute War, he will telegraph his opponent that he's not holding any other end shop, and Raphael is in a comfortable spot to just OTK. So let's see. But what else can you even bring if not
no, I
the
think
Brute
with all
War?
the Brute War, yeah. No, it's considering it. I mean, I think it's the only one. It's not.
Okay.
Dragon Maid.
He still might be holding an end shop and will leave the doubt on Raphael. So he goes for the Dragon Maid engine, at least getting some form of advantage for next turn, if the even is a next turn. But let's see if Raphael has enough.
Yeah, he wants to leave Raphael with a doubt. I think it makes sense. Now Raphael, in my opinion, will try to push as much as he can.
Absolutely. So let's just see. He doesn't have that many. I think he has only two in grave. Yeah. But I mean, the setup is the usual one with the Revolt and not much. I think can go wrong if that's the case.
I don't think so.
We've already seen Raphael, and I think it was the only moment in which he had a doubt at the YCS in the final when he was winning, and basically when he was in the best spot all weekend, he was actually struggling, I gotta admit. When he could go for game, it was the only moment in which he kind of messed up, and hopefully that's not gonna happen here again, because I think he works really well under pressure. But maybe if there is something that he should work on and improve, it is these kind of situations where you don't have to overthink and just do what you're comfortable with to win the game.
Especially because, like, he is such an experienced and talented player. We have seen him, I don't know how many times on stream, so...
Yeah. So, but he is asking a few questions here and debating. So probably we saw all of this happening in the battle phase still, I would say. So, yeah, that would make the sense. And now, let's see. Main phase 2, we saw another tanky in the end. Oh yeah, this can be an Appaloosa plus Revolt maybe, but he already used one of his activations.
Yeah, I think he can end up with the Appaloosa Revolt.
Yeah, that's probably just the safest option. And shuffle back maybe the tanky, the other tank he has. I didn't quite catch the last card, but one is tanky. So not really useful there. Do you think he played it a little too conservatively, or do you like the line?
No, I mean, I like the lineup he decided to play. I mean, I always like when you put up Appaloosa on the field and playing conservatively. I think this is like best and safest solution, especially in this spot. So I like it. Okay, sets one, and
yeah, as mentioned, he actually went. As he already had the Revolt, I believe. So he went for the draw one and shuffle back one, and now the pressure is on Giacomo. We know that one of the cards in his hand is not really useful at the moment, which is the tiding, but facing such a board, which is usually what you see from an opening of Tri-Brigade, is tough, and we'll see if he has enough to just come back.
Now, especially because like in the graveyard there are not so many answers, so let's see what he has.
Okay.
Okay.
So he's starting off with the Synchron, I believe. Yeah, Raphael doesn't seem to be phased by all of this. And the droplet. Interesting. So definitely a great draw here.
This is good, huh?
This could change a little bit. I'm not sure if it's still enough, but at least this is decent because, first of all, by discarding the tiding, Raphael cannot chain the revolt, and this is great. So the Appaloosa loses all of the value, and the counters are not getting back there. So great addition here, and it's one of the touches for sure in Giacomo's deck.
Yeah, I think it was the card he was holding on, because like it would have made no sense to set it, considering he had many cards in hand. So very good from him now. Raphael has to think about that, because now you have to consider if.
Yeah, you see, Raphael is kind of thinking. I hope he doesn't overthink, as I mentioned. He's looking a little worried at the moment, but maybe more than worried, confused if there is anything that his opponent can do. The tiding was also great to discard, because now he can banish it and bring back the maiden. So still a few lines of play here from Giacomo. He has to be careful playing around it.
Yeah, I think the droplet was the best solution here, because like the Appaloosa was a big problem.
No, the game I think would have been over with pretty much any other draw from Giacomo. So
especially discarding the tiding.
Yeah, and here as we see, that was just incredible, and even an heads-up draw, honestly, as we mentioned, Giacomo could have gone for the Brotor. Instead, he went for this line with the tiding, knowing that he could top deck the droplet and change the game. So it was a very niche play by Giacomo. So let's see. Because now he gets back to tiding, and so we have a game on our hands. Raphael slow rolling, I guess, his revolt.
Yeah, I think here you just maybe you just wait for the very first link summon, and then you consider when to activate the revolt. Because like the tiding, I mean it's there, but for the next turn. But here it's just up to Giacomo basically, because like. I think you consider Raphael having the revolt. So...
Yeah, you know it. Otherwise, they would have always summoned the bear bow, so... There is no way. So now we see a summon. And this is no longer waitable, I guess, from Raphael. He needs to act right here and right now. And yeah, he does have to activate the revolt, but this is tough. I think, again, Raphael overthinking is risking it, because now, yes, the revolt does resolve, but when it does, the Savage already will be able to negate the Omen. So I think, and I hope Raphael, as I was worrying, is not going to overthink too much, because this is tough now. He will, unfortunately and luckily for him, I guess, be able to do some chain links in a way where at least the Omen does not get negated. So he can put Keith, for example, as chain link free and resolve both the Omen and the Nerve. But let's see. This is still
tough.
Not over from Giacomo. I think we have a solid game on our hands. Let's see.
You think you could have get rid of the synchron preventing Giacomo for the Savage? Like he would have been left
Maybe.
with the route
Yeah.
event.
Or even the root.
Yeah.
If you banish that, you don't know. It depends how well he knows his opponent deck. But yeah, Giacomo is thinking about it, really trying to figure out whether he has enough. I'm not sure if Raphael didn't actually activate the kit.
No, looks like he did not. Maybe.
Yeah. Because I saw they negated with the Savage, but if you add, the chain link, at least you can get
Yeah.
the add from the deck. So I'm slightly confused by that, but let's see. So Giacomo continues his play. He goes for the Pizzi, the only remaining Dragon Link. But yeah, Appaloosa is out.
Yeah.
Not that he was doing too much, but he was providing some zones. And I think, yeah, just the tiding face down. But again, Raphael missing an activation here. I don't know. Maybe still sleepy, needs to have a coffee. Because he's playing well, of course, but not as well as Raphael level. Because unfortunately, with all the success, of course, a lot of pressure comes... and you need to stay ready at all times, and you know that people are going to expect more than just playing well. So,
because now, as you can see, I think Raphael is missing a piece, basically.
yeah, he needs to rely, and he does get the tanky, which he shuffled back, which he didn't need to draw to be able to combo off here, but I think it's what we have seen. With 3 copies of Revolt, the deck is able to just pretty much do the same thing every turn and get back more advantage. And this is what we are going to see from Raphael.
Yeah, I think his graveyard is full of monsters, so here once again he can put up, if he really wants to, the Ancient Warrior Oath and get the Revolt. He's now thinking about it, but we will soon see the Fractal in action.
Mm-hmm. Just asking a few questions, but it's already, I think, enough from Giacomo. It's by far the longest game we have seen this weekend still, and it's looking like it could still go either way. Of course, Raphael twice in a row already having the match point, or at least the game point. Let's see if he's able to capitalize on the advantage. It could also be the case that the Desires banished a lot of the monsters, huh?
It could be. Because, he's considering...
It's one of the reasons. Maybe the Desires was as devastating as you rarely see it, and that's why he didn't activate some of his monsters. And, yeah.
It's because, he could have banished I don't want to say maybe the other copies of the Revolt. Because he's considering it, so doesn't look super happy with this.
No, for sure. There is something wrong,
wrong with
at
it.
the moment. Not quite sure what that is, but could be.
Looks like he's not super sure about next move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely not something, as I mentioned, you see often with Raphael, and he also needs to play careful with the clock and doesn't want to get a slow play warning here, so he will move on.
Did he summon the... We cannot quite tell from
Yeah, there is some glare from Raphael, but as mentioned, he was really struggling. The only thing I can think of is the Desires being super bad, and he's now giving a chance to his opponent. So Giacomo again in the driver's seat. Maybe Raphael already drew the second copy of Revolt, but it could be the case that he also banished the other copies. So I think unexpected opportunity here from Giacomo. Let's see if he's able to take it. So
Because now he has also the Dunning Engrave, if he wants to bring back the Dragomed. Indeed, okay, he does. And if Raphael doesn't have the Revolt here,
tough. And once again, we see the same as the previous turn. So face down. Yeah. Giacomo definitely looking not the most comfortable he has as well, but yeah, this is turning into a very, very weird game of Yu-Gi-Oh! And already half the time is gone.
this is something we haven't seen.
No,
really
it's
from Brigade.
definitely something unusual going on. And I think it's Raphael who now, just takes advantage of the damage. What a weird game one, I gotta
Yeah, I
say.
mean, he managed somehow to win this one. Was not looking super happy, actually, Raphael, with this.
No, it was definitely unusual. I thought at the beginning Raphael might have had it. Giacomo played turn one pretty well around the impermanence and ended on the seal plus the savage. But the decision not to negate the desires might be what costed him the game. In the end, Raphael picked up one of his stat cards, which was the Storm, and the game then turned into this weird grind game where both players were not really doing much, but sheer just damage was enough for Raphael to win. And now the pressure is back on Giacomo.
Yeah. And as we said before in our first match of the day, Dragolink is a combo deck, so you don't want to overside deck. And if he really wants to bring some cards and side deck other ones, I think that he could side deck Gamma, going first, like just to avoid Raphael's activation of any kind of entraps. And on the other hand, I think he also has the Lancia, which is fine. So like he has some cards he could potentially side in for game 2. While on the other hand, I think Raphael is very well prepared in going second, as we were saying before. So
yeah, again, it seems like he didn't enjoy the entraps much. He's playing some interesting cards in his side deck, like Alpha, the Master of Beasts, which we haven't seen from Raphael in the past.
Yeah.
But this change of art might actually not be that bad, because that card is quite strong in this matchup. And alongside the Pancratops, it makes his side deck quite solid, I would say. He's already maining a lot of 8, so as the Storm we have seen. We'll see. I think it will be interesting if later on in the day, maybe not in this matchup, but if Raphael advances and people start to look up at his deck, maybe they could decide to let him go first after siding, or even in game 1, because why not, honestly. And we'll see if that, in the end, will benefit Raphael or not.
yeah, it will be great to hear from them, from him, like the choice behind, playing this different version of the deck. Considering like he won the YCS actually 1.5 months ago, more or less. So
let's just see. Either way, we already have, as mentioned, our first top 8 match for tomorrow already. And this is to find out who will advance to tomorrow in the second top 8 match. So let's see. Again, Raphael looking at this end and Giacomo trying to combo off. So I think if it was tough in game 1, it's going to be tougher, way tougher, I would say, now.
does he have... Oh, okay, no. Oh, yeah, he has the Chaos Space.
Great
Okay,
start here with the Chaos Space. Left Easter. Ooh, but the Wyvern and the Ash is there from Raphael.
Does he have it?
He's considering it.
I think he has.
Yeah, wow. Raphael again with the clutch opening. not playing many end chops, but really picking up the ones he needs. And this Ash hurt a lot. Because with the Cow Space alone, it's great. If you discard the Wyvern, then you get the +1 from Grave as well. And it's an incredible start. But here, at least, we see the Noctovision plus Striker Dragon. So Raphael might need another end chop to stop his opponent. But the Ash, I think, was clutch.
Yeah. The Ash hurt a lot, but fortunately for Giacomo, he has the Noctovision as well. Which is good because, like, at this spot, he could also link someone and get one fresh card out of his deck, so at least, hopefully, he can continue to combo off. It's not easy, for sure, because the Cow Space might have helped him a lot, but Ash Blossom was there. Now, it's up to Giacomo. He needs to consider something else. The plan was not working, but... okay. Also this time he hard drew the red dice.
Well, yeah. Twice in a row, and at least he can get back the one and only copy of Striker Dragon and draw a card. So, solid stuff by Giacomo. I think he definitely knows his deck pretty well. He's just not getting the best of it, and a lot of responses from Raphael, but... The red dice are drawn once again is definitely a cool feature. Especially if you can get a combo with the Pisti going on. So. Okay.
Okay, special summon the Dragon Maid.
Yeah, so you get the Tiding once again. So much better setup, I would say. And although the Ash was really good at stopping a breakthrough combo from Giacomo, this still requires an answer from Raphael in the forms of one of his spells, maybe. So.
And I think Giacomo will try to rely on the Erratic Seal once again. Maybe, now looking for
the Romulus. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he can end up as he ended up in the...
Yeah, similarly, if not better, honestly. Yeah. He has quite a few... options, and he has even more cards. So as you see here, he draws a card with the Nocto and gets the Raven. So
yeah, fortunately for him, he had the normal summon plus the Noctovision, which were very good for him. Otherwise, could have been in trouble.
So as we mentioned, he's not playing any Dragunity, so we will not see the the combos we have seen in the last remote with the second effect of Ravine to add, but still quite useful.